Right in the middle of Jesus' famous Sermon on the Mount, he has this kind of odd saying where he says, "The eye is the lamp of the body. So if your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light in you is darkness, how great is the darkness?" That's Matthew 6:22-23. Of course, our eyes don't produce any light, so they're not really like lamps. And our bodies aren't literally full of light, and also, how can light itself be darkness? Needless to say, this passage can be a little confusing. One of my favorite commentators on Matthew is Frederick Bruner. He has a 1,500-page commentary on Matthew, and even he admits that the meaning of this passage is a little elusive. But he says that it can make a lot more sense if we remember to keep it in context. When we do so, he says we can replace the word "I" with the word "goal" and the word "body" with the word "life." So he paraphrases the passage like this: "The lamp of one's life is one's goal. If your goal is sound, your whole life will be luminous. But if your goal is wrong, your whole life will be darkness." That sounds like it can make a little more sense. Bruner sums it up even further by noting that Jesus is repeating the point that he made in the parable right before this one, and the point is this, that goals determine life. Jesus' instructions here, like the whole of the sermon, generate some really big questions for people. They touch on the biggest and deepest questions that all of humanity has been grasping at since the beginning. What is the meaning of life? What are the goals of life? What are we striving for? What does a life worth living look like? These are not easy questions. Human history and everyday living are full of attempts to answer these questions and to test out the answers. Like the great book Ecclesiastes says, there is nothing new under the sun. Humanity has sought fulfillment and fullness through countless ways. Through war and conquest, through philosophy and intellectual advancement, through accumulation of Earth's resources, through friendship and community and family, through spirituality, and through all kinds of ways to keep that sense of insecurity and fear at bay, even if it has meant taking security away from others. Some of these attempts to answer life's big questions have been much more life-giving than others. As cryptic as Jesus can be at times, he tries to make the message really clear for us. He says life's fullest meaning is found in what God has been saying from the beginning, that the most important thing is love and allegiance to God with all that we have and loving our neighbors as ourselves. Or another way he puts it, shortly after referring to our eyes as lamps, is this: "In everything, do to others as you would have them do to you, for this is the law and the prophets." Today, as we think about these words of Jesus, it stirs me to wonder what my goals are in life. What am I living for? Why am I living for those goals? Are they in sync with the life-giving goals that God hopes I have? I hope Jesus' words encourage you too to think about such questions, in the loving and caring and guiding presence of Jesus himself, who is always with you. Amen.